Let's see. Can I see? Boom. All right. We just chilling today. Fire chat outside. Got fire going. Got smoke rolling out here. How did you? Saturday night. Took a nap. Make magic. Two people. Two people. Two people. Just thought I'd get on here and just see what everybody's up to. I haven't checked the chats to see who I'm competing with, but I really don't care. It's like, oh shit, this person's on, that person's on, this person's on. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Takes a minute or two. I love it how it shows one person watching, but no comment. But it's gonna get good tonight. You just gotta stick around. My chats take a little while to start up, and then it gets on fire. Might start talking about this and talking about that. And go from there. 3 people watching at 3 minutes. Freaking awesome. What are keywords for success on YouTube? Does anybody know? I've been here since 2013. So, what are the keywords for success? What should you do to be successful on YouTube? That chili hot chocolate. Well, first of all, thank you for the first comment. So, listen, cheers to you. We got a fire going on right here. Got some music playing over here, not too loud. But it's that kind of time of the year, alright? Fires and chats. So, but you know, for us for Texas weather, this is chilly. Waking up to the low 60s, which I know is not chilly for a lot of y'all people, but we don't usually get too much cold here, but when we do, we love it. There she is. The one and only Heather. Man. Have y'all heard of any riots going on or any protests today from the whole Kyle? You know, I have some friends. I have a lot of friends here. I have a lot of white friends. I have some Hispanic friends. A few black friends here. Right? And I believe in equality and everybody should be neutral. And that said, we know that the R word, right? Races exist, right? And I haven't really experienced that much in my whole life. I do my best to get along with everybody. I do my best to like not pull off the whole race thing because I get sick of that. But I know a lot of people. 40 degrees. Oh damn, Chris. I would normally be inside trying to do a live chat, but since it's nice weather here, I'm doing it outside. I don't like the cold. Yeah, I'm there, Heather. Um, I got my flip flops on, or they call them sliders. Long sleeve shirt, and I got the fire over there. If it gets any colder than that, I'm out. But here's the thing, and we're just talking here. Here's the thing. I had some friends tell me that were white say there's probably not going to be any riots because no colored people, meaning people of color, brown, dark, black, whatever. There was no people of color that were killed in a Kyle Rittenhouse. And I was thinking initially, I was like, no, that doesn't matter, right? And I'm not saying that I'm against her for, in my opinion, I think the kid is innocent. Now, do I think he should have been down there? No. I think he should have stayed his ass at home. But he, unlike a lot of us, is walking the walk, right? When he's out there. Now, was he really out there because he was bored and he was young? Probably. Does he have a good heart and he intended well? I believe so. Would it have the same outcome though if he was Hispanic or black? I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But I'd like to think that equal opportunity applies to everybody, right? And back to my friends, said nothing's going to happen because there was no color of people killed. And sure enough, it looks like that's the case. And they said it, not me. Good evening, Thomas. Welcome. I hope to entertain y'all tonight and have a good discussion. I'm sorry I don't have flashy lights. I'm sorry I'm not over the top. I'm sorry I'm not sorry. But I have to do what I do, right? So, back to the whole conversation about Kyle Rittenhouse. And, you know, should there be riots? No, I don't think so. LOL, me neither. Or rather, my joints do. But it made me think about that, right? It just made me think about how much race plays into the factor, right? It's a bug right here. Put the side on my camera. You know? And it's sad because both sides play it, right? You know, when the black person is killed, there's a bunch of white people at that process, right? When the white person's killed, I don't see too many people out there. I'm like, should it be equality? You know? Let me see what you. Oh, I just hate being cold and I miss swimming. I hear you. As you get older, I think that definitely affects all of us. Because even me, I'm like, nope, I will not be downstairs on the barefoot, cold anymore. Can't do it. And I know, as I get older too, I'm like, ooh, it's cold. Let me put a long sleeve shirt on. Let me put another blanket on. But so I thought about that, and I thought, don't hear any riots, don't hear anything going on, so it's sad that takes place. And believe it or not, I heard someone else say this, because they were talking about the whole thing. And there's, it's a real deep discussion in the minority community, right? And while I side with the Second Amendment, freedom of speech, America, right? I've never had or little race experience. I'm not saying I never did, but it was never nothing big. But mm, it makes me think to myself, are is the thing really fair? Is a little black guy or a Hispanic guy did instead of Kyle Rittenhouse, would he have the same outcome? I would like to believe yes, and give everyone the benefit of the doubt. But in the dark colored community, in the black community, Hispanic community, and more, not so much in the Hispanic that I hear other people, but I know that's a real touchy subject. Even though no black people were killed, it's a very touchy subject because of everything that's happened, right? And it's sad to me because some people forget that the first guy Kyle took out was a child molester. He had a criminal history. His girlfriend had just filed a restraining order, I think the same day that whole incident happened, right? There was 3 people that were shot, 2 people were killed. So the first one was a dirtbag. Sorry, not sorry. The second one, out of the 3, probably felt the most compassion because he was a skater hippie dude, but he did not have the right to go and swing the skateboard at the back of Kyle's head. He could have really hurt him. He could have knocked him out. He could have hit the floor. He could have broke his neck. He could have done a lot of things. It was a car racing popping, I mean, no one has the right to go and just swing at someone, right? You're not the cops, you're not the law. But they felt they were going to be a justice warrior and do it. The third guy, he got what was coming, right? The first 2 died. I feel a little bit compassion on the skateboarder dude. Not because I'm a skateboarder, but just, probably the least of the 3 threats. He was the least of the 3 people that died. Yeah, I as well. But the last guy, he deserved it because not only did he approach Kyle, he actually pulled out his handgun, and it's on camera where he pulled it out. He just wasn't quick enough. He wasn't your Huckleberry, and so of course Kyle, being the sharp guy he was, very mindful and aware, got him. And how quickly did he turn from hero to zero and say, I need a medic? And I feel like the news media, and I feel like even in the courtroom, nobody bothers to point that out. I'm glad they found Kyle not guilty. Yeah, I agree, Heather, 100%. But I know people that don't agree. They like, and I'm not thinking y'all don't understand the whole facts. You don't understand that first dude was a pedo. I don't even say, well, he's still a human being. Number 1, he was crazy. Number 2, dude's a sex offender. Guess it's what it is used to. Guess it's what. Guess it's what one is used to tolerating. Yeah. But the news media and the court did not. I didn't really hear them focus on and this is the thing that the news people don't do. You notice that they never point out, oh, but what did you do? What did you do? No one bothers it. They just say, oh, he was the 3rd victim and this and that, and he got shot. They don't bother to point out the fact as well. You did pull out your gun. You were attempting to use your firearm, and he could say, "Well, wasn't gonna shoot him. Why'd you pull it out? That's on you." You know, nobody, nobody focuses on that. You know, and I'm all for telling both sides, but for them not to focus out on what he did, that part I don't agree. What's up, Kyle? Well, I thought I was still the spotlight from the other YouTubers out there, so. It's Saturday night, nothing to do. Thought I'd get on the tubes here and see what everybody's up to. But Kyle will never be the same. Cheers. He's gonna have PTSD from the rest of his life. He's gonna have demons that haunt him, even though he was found innocent. And even though I think the majority of us would agree it was just to use lethal force. And let that be a lesson to anyone that's going to protest. You can go out there and protest, but once you start having malicious ideas, acts, where you feel like running up on somebody, you might be on the end of something else. And this is where society has disconnect. They don't know how to be mindful of people's boundaries and of their own boundaries too. But I didn't make it this far in life just on luck. Yep, I agree. I agree. And the thing is, no one's asking me, but I'm going to give you my 2 cents. Check this out. It's always the people that make decisions that affect the other people that don't actually do the work. Let me say that again. It's people that are elected officials in the city, the county, the state, the government, that make decisions that affect you and I, or those laws don't really affect them, but they want to make laws that affect everyone else. How does that make sense? And what I mean by that is, why, hang on, I don't want to miss a point here, because I just saw something. The prosecutor in that whole trial was an idiot. And instead of getting somebody that understands the Second Amendment, somebody that understands gun safety, somebody that understands the mindset of the right to defend oneself, they get a prosecutor that has no clue, is holding the firearm, broke two of the most basic common rules of firearm ownership, which I'm willing to bet he doesn't own the firearm or has never shot one, or both. You don't point the firearm at anyone. You don't muzzle sweep them. Right? You don't point the firearm. You always treat a firearm as it's loaded. And I'm sure he's like, well, someone cleared it. There's a gun guy right here. He had it. You don't point the fire. You could have gotten one of those blue mocked up pistols, those training pistols that have like the Glocks in blue. Could have got one just like an AR-2 and used that. You got the firearm, and he's in the courtroom. Not only that, he broke rule number 2. You keep your hand off the trigger. He had his finger on the trigger. Like, dude, you broke two. So it makes you look like the dumbass. It makes you look like you're clueless. Like you have no idea what the Second Amendment means. You have no idea what how to even explain your argument in a courtroom. Whoever hired put that prosecutor on this case fucked up. Plain and simple. You got the worst person who has no knowledge on firearms. Now, if you want to come up with the laws or rules in Washington and on the Senate, whatever, I'm gonna get back to your comments. I see you coming in. You go to the people that the rules and laws affect. That means don't sit there and make rules and laws that impact citizens that actually have these firearms or that want to exercise their Second Amendment. You're making rules and laws that don't affect you because you don't own guns. You don't care what the process is or how much more loops you have to go through. It doesn't bother you, but they fucked up on that. Like if it was me in charge, I would have said, I want the best prosecutor who is a gun owner, an advocate of the Second Amendment, someone who understands the basic rules of holding a firearm, someone who can make logic sense so we can win this case. But you probably wouldn't find that because no one in their right mind with those values would be a prosecutor. So I want to move on from this subject. Just give me a second. Moonchild. Moonchild. Welcome. It was a moron. I agree, Thomas. I agree. I totally agree. So, cheers to no riots. Cheers to Kyle Rittenhouse winning. I think it's a win for all of us in some aspect. I don't glorify the fact that, he was in the position he had and he used his firearm to kill people. But, what's that old saying? Fuck around and see what happens. So, there was an incident on my street tonight from salespeople. And it's funny to me, some people have no logical sense. They don't even see danger. They can't even see danger when it's right in front of their face. They came to my house, went on the next house. Neighbors on the street got into it, and alcohol was involved. So I went out there for presents. Definitely agree. Went out there, had my camera low. Stood in the middle of the street and I was just like watching. Just so they can see, oh, there's more people watching. Usually when there's more people watching, there's about an incident. It's either going to deter people and say, you know what, let's get out of here. We're doing shady shit, there's too many people here. Or it's going to egg them on because there's a crowd. I had to tell those individuals, look, dude, just walk away. Just say, hey man, I'm sorry, my bad. Walk away. They were too dumb to realize that they were in a situation that they weren't going to get out of unscathed or untouched. And I'm just like, dude, do you not see danger when it hits you right in front of your face? If I was in a neighborhood, it didn't matter if it was black or white, and I saw that I was not welcome, that for people who were surrounding you, I would do my best to say, hey man, you know what? My bad. I'm lost. I'm leaving and I'm getting out of here. You'll have a nice night. No disrespect. Instead of sitting there trying to have a conversation thinking you can't be touched, it's just idiotic to me. Neighbors were getting loud. They were about to fight. I was recording because I thought if somebody gets shot or if somebody pulls out a gun, I at least have the footage. But I'm just like, I don't know what happened to society. I don't know what happened to us being so locked up all this time that people have lost all sense of like awareness of like I'm in danger or I'm about to get it or I need to walk away. It doesn't matter if you're Billy Badass. It doesn't matter if you're carrying or not. If you find yourself in a situation that's not going to be good, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to say, hey man, you know what? I don't want any trouble. I think I can take this guy. I don't want any trouble, man. My bad. Walk away. Because sometimes things turn from bad to worse. And yeah, you may get them, they may get you, you may get each other. But a lot of times that stuff can be avoided by just simply saying, okay, my bad. Didn't mean to step on your toes, man. I'm leaving, okay? Have a good night. And yeah, they may talk and say, yeah, I wish he did, I wish he would. But why? We don't live in the same world where you take that stand and there's no repercussions. Things happen. Things that shouldn't happen. Right? Guys walked off, but it escalated pretty bad, and I was really doing them the favor. I said, dude, it was two guys. Like, dude, just apologize. Just walk. It's that easy. Just walk away. Nothing will happen. Walk away. But I tell them like a dozen times, I'm like, oh. And of course, you know, the color comes into it, and like, you know, and I'm just like, I hate bringing that up. I hate when people bring that up, but the reality is we live in a black and white world. We really do. And I just, I'm like, dude. Anyway, other than that, I'm doing better. Moving on. Doing good. I have my moments regarding grandpa. You know, when I think about stuff and what to do with this and that, it gets a little overwhelming. You know, and it's like you just have to keep pressing forward, right? You have to keep pressing forward. I'm doing my best, guys. I have to talk about shit at the fan, shit. I think we're getting burned out on all that. I really do. If you're into that, if you are a content creator and you're a prepper and that's your thing, then you build your whole channel around that, go for it. I just know that you cannot survive if that's all you talk about. I know some people are doing some big things, but I'm like, you're gonna burn yourself out, you're gonna burn people, but whatevs. Do your thing. That's why I try to jump around. I see definitely a win for all the second page supporters. Sometimes the best thing to do is just walk away and not let your temper get the best of you. That's true, Heather. And you know the thing is, there are some people in life they don't have that mechanism to turn it off. They don't know how to walk away. They don't know how to just say, you know what? You're right, walking away. They're ignorant. They're hard-headed. They're stubborn, and they have to see it through. They're just not gonna put up with shit, right? And I can respect it to some degree, but I didn't make it this far on being stupid. Uncontrolled anger is one. Yeah. Tell me about it, Chris. Somebody that has no control over their emotions or actions, they are their worst enemy. I don't care if they can kick everybody's ass on the block. I don't care if they're the biggest dude. I don't care if they're the baddest chick in the room. Their temperament, their attitude, their emotions that they can't control, they are their worst enemy. And they will do no good by having that mindset. I'm not saying it won't get them far in life, because sometimes it does. But eventually, you meet your match. And that goes to the best of them. You can only be at the top for so long. And somebody will come along and take you out. And I don't mean that in a violent way. I'm just saying they'll all beat you, outthink you, outsmart you, outwork you, outplay you. So, but what do you want to talk about? Give me a topic, and if I know, if I have 2 cents, I'll put it in there. Thanksgiving's coming up. So put some lights up. Oh, I'll post a picture here after the chat. There's always someone out there better. Always, yep. What's up, Laura? Laura was my only person on my morning chats this morning. I was waiting for a client to show up. I had made a computer top for the desk to put on top of the existing one, put the monitors and stuff on. I jumped on live and you were the only one there, so grateful. Awesome. I haven't done a turkey, but I have family that do that. They're so good. The fried turkeys, man, they're delicious. I don't know what it is about them. They're just like. Of course, you have to make sure you deep process things. I'm sure the news is already putting out stories like, if you fry your turkey, fire hazard. No worries, Heather. I get it. I know people got things going on. It's okay. I appreciate you. Yeah, I've been scrolling through the YouTube. I'm like, man, times are changing, man. There's some YouTubers doing some crazy shit out there. Taking their channels to the next level. Hey, Awkward Texan or DN. I got the fire pit going over here. Eating peanuts. I'm gonna start the fire up a little bit more because it's burning out. Give me a minute or two, I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Be right back. Sorry. Had to get the fire pit going. Can you just see the fire in my glasses? See right there. Alright. Empty chair. No, I'm here. I'm here. Lucky Dame preparedness. What? This is an honor. Lucky Dame's here. Thank you. Now you get to be on my chat. I appreciate it. Lucky Dame always liked those little doll things you do. Sandwich, right? Sandwich. So, talking about different things, trying not to do, oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm like honored. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. Appreciate you. Never seen you on at night. Oh, okay, appreciate it. Yeah, I got the fire pit going on. Can you see? You know what? I'm gonna show y'all. You stand by. I'm gonna give y'all a treat here. I can show you my lucky lounge area. Hang on. Hang on. That's my lounge. Got the Christmas tree, wood Christmas tree going on, and then I got the pit right there. See? That's my setup. All right. Just for all of y'all. So, yeah, I wanted to show y'all that I am out there. It's not. It's cool enough to have a little fire, but not cold. Because if it was, I would not be here. I appreciate you. Yeah. I lucky I had seen. Thank you. I had seen one of your last. I really enjoy your videos. I mean, you're just so down to earth, just calm, cool, collected. We're talking about Kyle Rittenhouse earlier, and just some things, and I'm trying to not talk about Prepper too much because I think we're all getting a little burned out on it. I don't want to be. I don't want to regurgitate what everyone has to say. There's only so much preparedness you can take. So, and I'm getting messages from Melanie. I'll have to do them later. So, just thought I would jump on tonight and see what everyone's doing. Stay focused. Had some people come by asking about solar panels, talking about the energy and the cutback and stuff that they're wanting to do. So, be prepared on that part. I'll tell you that. Just make sure you have wood, your gas, stove, stuff like that. And just stay warm because we probably won't get any cold weather until probably January, February. Those are usually our winter months. Beyond that, just keep stocking up. So. And I'm drinking water, seltzer water. Lucky, I think you were mentioning about that. So. And Lucky, I want you to get brave enough and show your face. Don't be scared. For the longest time, I had been around since 2013. I did not want to show my face. I was like, no, I can't show it. And I would just show like whatever. And there's some YouTubers that do that, right? Sometimes it's the line of work or their field of work that they do. They don't want to like be like, "Ooh, I know you," But don't be afraid. It's okay to show your face. And I am in the Central Texas area, just like you. But beyond that, what's going on there, Brendan? I like to seltzer, not scared, just don't want to show my face. Yeah, no, I get it. Not help me done. Brash about it. So, I know we both shop at HEB, but my wife really likes these drinks. And they're just seltzer water flavor. I think you were mentioning these, but I don't know if this was a brand or not. But, yeah. I was gonna run to the store and get something to drink. I was like, no, I don't need alcohol to do a chat. I can just do a chat. I'm pretty good talker. I'm pretty good about just spewing whatever, whatever comes my way. And the security part, I get it, Yeah, luckily when you have a small crowd like me, you can read everyone's comments too. Let's see. Never see you at night. Dude, you are a bigger channel than I am. No. I am, but I'm not. Lucky. Let me go back up here real quick. I think I missed some people's. Empty chair, hey man. Okay, hold on, Lucky. I'm gonna get back to you. Okay, yeah. It's like seltzer, not scared. I'm trying to catch up on lots of people. Lots of. You know what else is okay, I get you. Yeah, no. I get it on that. Was jumping around on the other lines, watching videos on how to do what you use. Sandwich, I agree, and you're welcome. We get the HEB brand unflavored lemon seltzer water. I like those. Okay. Yeah, so the thing is, I've been around since 2013, as I said on your chat, Lucky. And I like the calmness that you have. just just to relax. Like we can conversate, we can get all hyped up and stuff like that. But I have reached numbers because it took me a long time, and I know there's people that have been here shorter than me that have like just blew up, right? And I was really big in the 2A community, and I have a lot of those friends that I still chat with or whatever, right? They still know the PQs and stuff. And of course, that group has really taken a hit as far as the YouTube videos, the censorship, not being able to show stuff, whatever. And I still talk to those guys. Um, but what I have found out, Lucky, is that if you stay in one, I mean, they say stay in one area of the field so that you can harp on that, or like, but I don't believe in that. I believe you should be diverse, and I believe you should be able to jump around and do different things. Like for instance, I do the wood projects at the Lanais. I come on here and talk about a little bit of preparedness, talk about the news a little bit, right? And then it just kind of just free flow, and it works for me. And I don't know what it is, but I've been able to survive by adapting and changing, right? I've seen a lot of people here that are not here anymore, right? Like they just disappeared. Even some of the guys that still chat, they're like, I don't have any content. I don't know what else to do, or like they just got burned out on it. And it's like, so I'm seeing all these like upcoming prepper channels and talking this and that, and they're doing their thing, right? They're really like escalating to like the next level. But I've seen it already, right? Not that I've done it, but I've seen it, right? And it only goes so far. And even though you want to be, you want to do things that maybe other people haven't. Just got to keep in mind that people have done it before you. People have been there before you. You're doing it a little bit better with the technology. And I see your chat. I'm gonna get back to it. The thing is like, been there, done that, right? And I think that you have to always keep an open mind, right? And you always have to be able to adapt and change. And that's how you survive this thing. Because I've had my moments too. Well, but last year, many have come onto YouTube or the internet to make the business, so they work to build the channel. I don't know. It's never been. Yeah, no, I agree. And this is something that you had talked about in your thing, and I've talked to some YouTube people privately, and I'm not going to call their names or whatever, but I said, look, once you go in that direction, here's the thing: you will either have people follow you, right, because you're playing the flute, and all the people will follow you, or you will turn people off, because there's a lot of people that have that morale that are like, I'm not paying to watch other people, right? This thing is free, or you pay from the internet. But there are people that put a lot of effort and time into it, and I get it. It's like you want to be compensated for your hard work and time. It's just how you look at it. I know plenty of people that do that. I don't subscribe or pay for that. It's just that's me. And I have this conversation with a few other people behind the scenes that I'm just like, I think that's just the way YouTube is going, right? So this is not harping on them. This is harping on the fact that you have to adapt and change, right? If you're going to stay in this arena, this is part of that process. If you're going to stay relevant, and this is why I make videos daily. This is why I put little contents out so that I can stay relevant. But as a lot of people say, the YouTubes are censoring me on keywords. I don't care about that. I mean, I do, but I don't. And some people are censored because of they're very vocal in what they say. But if you know how to play the YouTube algorithms and stuff, you really can work it. I have another guy, I won't say his name. He gave me a list of things to do, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like, to me, that's just too much work. It should never be that hard to be at that next level. It shouldn't. I truly believe that if you have people that enjoy your channel, follow you, give you the thumbs up, the likes, the shares, that should be enough for people to notice you. And I think I've been able to stay in the arena long enough to know that people have heard of my name, but I'm not the popular channel out there. And sometimes I beat myself up because I'm like, yeah, I don't want to play that game. I don't want to. I don't want to do jump through loops and downs and this and that. I want this to be fun. I want this to be entertaining as much as it is for me, for everybody that's watching. Yeah, I know there's stuff that can be done to gain. No, I agree with that, and I've said that statement exactly, 100%. I'm there with you. It's like I don't want to be naive about it. I don't want to be like. But if you watch enough channels out there, and this is not knocking on them, this is just being observant. If you watch what they do, how they do it, I hate to say that it's an act, Lucky. And that's the part that discredits them for me. And I won't say it's disheartening, but it's like if you're a person that can see a bullshitter, you know they're bullshitting, right? And you know that it's like that's just not how people act, and you know that that's not what. But people don't catch on to that. So when people don't see that, and you try to warn them, no, I know what you're saying. Thank you. Yeah. So it's just like, oh, you want to wake them up, but they don't. It's like you just have to let people live their life, And that is one of the challenges for me. Is I'm 47. That I'm in a different place in my life where you have to let things play out. You have to let people be who they be, because they're not going to listen to you. They have to go through the process to see the other side, right? So it's like, so I really fight myself. I really do I really fight myself to the point where I have to tell myself, stop trying to control people, and not control them in a sense like mind control, but just stop trying to tell them what to do, because they have to figure those things out. That's what people want to see. They want to see the train wreck. They want to see the hypeness, and it's just like, but it's not real. So you just give up, right? You're just like, just keep doing what you do. Just keep doing what you do. So anyway, but I'll say this, that I've been pretty good about calling it out. And you got something there going with the whole doll picture thing, and then your voice. So keep at it. Don't give that up. Just keep at it. Be you, Lucky, or Sandwich, whatever it is you call your name. But I believe one day you're going to show your face, and you're going to be like, this is not a big deal. Red was right. All right, let me see. Let's try to go into some other subjects here. We don't get much of a holiday feeling here. We don't. Texas is just different, so I like staying with the shadows for the most part. Need to be, yeah, no, I know what you mean. So also 47. Okay, so we're the same age, yeah. Exactly. Yeah, you have to, and that's the thing is like, I tell people I didn't get this far for being stupid. I might not be the person that's the life of the party, or the person in the middle, but I'm here. God willing, I'll be here tomorrow. Ease away from the train wrecks, like, yeah, definitely. So, what's the funky screen behind some people? I think that's the green screen. I've noticed more and more people are doing that whole green thing, and it allows you to have on your computer, whatever background you want. It just comes up better instead of you trying to put it on and then you're like getting distorted with your head's in the picture and shit. So I'm not doing that. I told myself, I was like, Do y'all want me to get a microphone and put it right here? You know, put some lights in the back because I can. But they're like, no, don't do that. Yeah. I do have, actually, I do have lights up. Let me correct that. You see those Christmas lights? See my chief right there, Texas. Shotgun shells. This is my grandfather's hat who passed away a week and a half ago. Yeah, I got one of his feather bands and I put it on one of my cowboy hats. And, just a way to remember him. A lot of good memories coming. I'm going to build on that. I got a grandson named Wyatt. Y'all seen him here on the chat before. He's not camera shy. And then my other two grandkids, we don't see them as much. I'm hoping to pass that on to Wyatt. And he, of course, he'll take the hat off right away. But I'm going to try to snap a photo with him next time he's here. Love that boy. But let me say this, and I'm going to change this up a little bit. You keep building, right? You keep pressing forward. You keep making memories. Your life is going to change. After we buried my grandfather, the funeral and then the cemetery, and then we went out to eat in Lockhart. Lucky Day, if you know this, Lockhart, Smitty's, Kreitz, good barbecue. We got together, and no, I'm not in Lockhart. I'm just saying that's almost like 45, 50 minutes away, so it's a good drive. And I don't live in the city, I live in the outskirts, but Central Texas. But the thing is like, you see everybody there, right? You see everybody changing, including myself. We're getting older, you know, things are changing. But home is where you make it. And I know everyone has heard this. Home is where you make it, right? Home is wherever you plant your roots. It's not where you grew up. Yes, it's home in here. Home is where you make it. And the big battle I have now is like my grandfather's house, which is of value, right? And it's like, do I keep it? I have this house, do I sell it? You know, do I invest it? I mean, there's things that I want to do. And the thing is, it's like, the part of me, the sentimental part of me that wants to like keep the house alive, meaning keep it, says to keep it, right? Right? But that's not where my home is. My home is here now, right? I have my life. That home was my grandfather's. He built on that house. Not that he built it, but he built his life around that. That was his life, his house. And I did my best to honor to keep him there until he died. He didn't go to the nursing home, but we were getting close. But regardless if I sell it or not, all my memories are here, right? And I have to keep telling myself, home is where you make it. And it doesn't have to be the house that you grew up in, right? It's nice that you can keep your house and your family, but how many songs have you heard about movies where people say, oh, I grew up on the farm out in West Texas. I grew up on the farm, you know, in Iowa or wherever. Cornfield, right? Most people leave their homes, right? Most people don't stay. Some people go back. Some people, you know, move on. Most people do. And part of you wants to go back to what it was or what you remember, but it'll never be the same. Being here in Texas, Central Texas area, it has changed so much to the point where it doesn't even look like home. It doesn't look like the place that I grew up. And I can sit here and tell you stories about this and that. But what I've realized is home is where you make it. It really is. I mean, you're going to always have the memories up here. You're going to always have them here in your heart, right? And I get this out a little bit. It doesn't mean that you can't make new memories or chapters in your life, right? And I'm sure you know this, everyone that has moved from town to town or city and you've had to rebuild and start your own house, is that you realize that life goes on. It's okay to move on from where you grew up because home is always here and you take that with you. And as a grandpa now, right, Grandpa Red, I have to make those new memories with my kids and my grandkids. And the word home came to my mind because I get this now. right? I was very, I pushed my kids to say, be independent, move out on your own. It's going to be scary, you can do it, etc. Right? Sorry if the music's too loud. It's just beats. And and for the most part they're doing. And every once in a while, one of the kiddos will come home. I'll come back to your comments. I promise you. I don't have that many people here, so I'm able to go back and read. The thing is that they've gone, and they, whenever they need a place to stay, or whatever, they're here, right? And I'm like, I get what my grandfather did, where he opened his house to like all the kids to come back, right, when they needed to. He didn't want them living there, but he knew if they had a place, if they needed a place to stay, that was home. And I want to be able to continue that and be able to say, I don't want to open up a hotel, but if my kids need a place to stay, or my grandkids, or like, it's not their fault, right? But I want to be able to have a home, because one day when I get old and move on and go to heaven, God willing, this won't be their home. It'll be the home they grew up. It'll be the home they remember. We had holidays, but they'll want to make their own home, and that's okay. My grandfather said before he died, when I die, you sell the house and you do what you want to do. When you go buy the house you want, or have a home, you just need to fix it up a little bit here and there and do other things. So, home is where you make it, is where I got out of that. And whether you have kids or grandkids and you don't realize this, your kids will always remember their time at home. They might not tell you, but later on in life they'll remember and say, I had a good life. Let me go back on the comments here, because I don't want to forget about you guys. Hey Red, good to see you. Whoop, Wild Man. Cheerios. Alright, let me go back onto. Okay, so we had on the green screen, yeah, those are popular, just a way to kind of get like different backgrounds. So I love my green screen. Look at this natural. I built this green screen, y'all. This is all, look, Lucky, right there. It says Lucky. All that's me, and this suite. Built it all for me, so that I can share with you guys. So, yeah, you need something like that. See, Lucky. All right, let me go back up. Man, I'm really excited that I have everyone here. I mean, this is cool. I have a small crowd, but it's so awesome. I appreciate y'all. You ladies are so sweet, and I'm grateful. And gentlemen out there like Thomas and stuff. So let me go back up here. Why am I missing so much? Okay, the green screens. Hey Wild. Hey Red Wildman. Okay, it says, yeah, I don't mind. I really hate being cold. It's just snow. Yeah, I don't want snow. I'll take the cold. And no, like your native background. Thank you. I am not native, but I am native Texan, born and raised, and I'm proud of. Man, us Texans, we are so proud just to be a Texan that we say we're Texans. We're Texans before we say we're part of the United States and we're American. Right? America. Right? If you say you're Texan, you're proud of it. I don't care what anyone says. A lot of people, my friends that don't live here, they're like, they think we just make a big deal about it. I'm like, no, it's a thing. Let's see. I like an intro. Okay, awkward, Texan, careful. What you wish for. Okay, that's it. I understand the purpose. I don't blame them. No one wants to. It's just messy. Okay, I got you. Right? Can you imagine if everybody pulls their green screens off and like, damn, what the hell is that? Guys, I'm telling you, and I get it. You want to be entertaining. You want to show your best, right? But a lot of people don't. When they show their, and I know so many content creators from back in the day that when they didn't have their little flags hanging, they're like, come and take it, or like, don't tread on me, or whatever. And it's like just a room, just an empty room. It's like, nothing going on here, guys. And I look away. I was like, I thought that was a cool room. I thought that was like, oh, this shit's all. Nope, just a plain old room. So I get it. Hey, at least you're trying, right? So Let me see. Let me go back up here. Green screen. Okay, advertising. Let me see. Chris. Knocking on wood. That's it. My parents are taking over my grandparents' house at the ranch. It was originally built by my great. Wow, Heather, that's awesome. I love the old ranches. Home is where the heart is. That's right, exactly. That's great. My family has never had a chance to put down. And that's the thing, Deanne, is that my wife, she has kids from previous relationships, and she's like, I don't want my kids moving around. Like I want to have a home from them and school and all that. And you don't realize that as a child or as a parent that has kids until later on, you're like, dang, like your kids remember that. It's like we never had a home. And my cousin was actually interested in buying my grandfather's house to sell it. Deanne, yeah, Anne's the third. Okay, Deanne, yeah, that's hard. I'm lucky to have that. It's been a blessing there. Our flag is flown on the U.S. Yep, yeah. Texas flag is flown like way up there. So, what was I gonna say? Oh shoot, what was I gonna say? That squirrel blowing here. Dang it. I live in San Marcos for 6 years. Yes, I know where that is. We lived in 8 different houses and apartments. Yes, familiar with San Marcos. San Marcos is the home of Ocarina Springs, which is no longer there. Grew up as a kid watching the pig jump in the little pool there. So, yeah, good times. And now it's all connected. Kyle, Buda, San Marcos, New Braunfels, all of it. Can't even tell which town you're in. I'm very familiar. I'm familiar with all these towns from San Antonio all the way up to Fort Worth, Dallas. Things have changed so much. Progress does not stop. So, yeah. But I don't know if Lucky's still her or not. But yeah, so that's kind of the backstory of my channel, and just it's why I'm still here, I guess. Sometimes I wonder why I'm still doing this, but I enjoy it. I could be inside watching TV. I'm not really TV. Okay, cool. Yeah, the whole dolls thing is always a mystery to me. I'm like, I don't understand. Like, well, what is this about? So, like, who is this character? So I don't keep up with that stuff. But yeah, I always laugh at that. I was thinking, man, let's see, kind of cool that it happens. Yes, this thing getting set up. Okay, cool. I will definitely watch your video later, Lucky, and see what the video is about. Let's see. Other than that, tomorrow, yeah, I did the little decorations earlier. Yeah, the weather's changing. I can certainly feel it now. It's like again a little bit more stuffy. Plus, I got the fire pit going here. But trying my best to stay warm and not get cold or anything like that. So weather, nothing as far as like the it's already gonna be December. I'm thinking, man, Thanksgiving's coming up next week, which will be short. Happy holidays to everybody if you're traveling. I don't ever travel during holidays. I don't even bother trying to go on the road. So the wind is picking up though. It's getting a little bit colder. Getting a little colder. Yeah. Gonna check on Grandpa's house tomorrow. Just run some errands, clean up, get ready for Thanksgiving. Got my son's in-laws coming over. What I call them. They're not my in-laws. In-laws, I guess, just in general. Just subscribe, Lucky. Looking forward to it. Yeah, Lucky. Yeah, go. Deanne, definitely check out Lucky's channel. I think she did one video where she was showing her feet and some mulch or something. But yeah, mix it up. Yeah, you got it. You got this, girl. You got it. So, what else? where you see my feet. Yeah, I even told Heather to do the same. I said, Heather, just show your feet. Just put some socks on and just say, hey, this is for Red. Bizza Reza Jizz, I don't know if y'all know him. He's a storyteller on Shit is the Fan. I got him to finally, a couple of years back, I kept telling him, I said, dude, you can do it. Trust me. I know how you feel. I'll give you all the pointers. I'll give you all the little notes that I've gotten stored up here, how to do this. And I finally pushed him, and he got on there. And he does a storytelling where he's pretty good at it. So gets a lot of views. Gets a lot of views and stuff on there. So YouTube, lucky thing. Yeah, go ahead and drop it in there. I have no problem. That's why Heather's my moderator. Go check out Lucky. Yeah. And it's funny, Heather, because Lucky, you always say, oh, we're already coming up on an hour. It's funny how the time just like flies, right? I mean, the first, several minutes, 10 minutes, it's all about, getting people in and stuff like that. Well, like I'm already at 66 minutes. The time really does go as quickly as, what's up, Jesus? Cowboy Red. I got that every time I open my closet. I was like, I want to put that shirt on today. Cowboy Red. And then throw some knives. Yep. We can all get along, people. We can all get along. So, other than that, guys, I don't think I have anything pressing. Did y'all have anything you want to talk about? I kind of leave it open up there and just say a few things. And I try to keep it at the hour mark. Hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20 minutes. Don't want to over talk you too much. I'm gonna go make me a sandwich. So just give me a good turkey sandwich, avocado on toasted bread. Oh man, delicious. Delicious, my favorite. Delicious, yeah. How did the deer get COVID? Big question. I don't know. Was that on the news? That a deer got the zombie virus? Did you hear that today? Add some bacon. Oh yes. I used to love the BLT's sandwich. We're lucky. You just toast it. So I don't. Well, you're familiar. I know that you're Weta, right? Gringo. But you seem to be around a lot of Hispanic culture. I don't know if a Mister is Hispanic or not, but that's what it sounds like based on what you described. But here in Texas, right? Big on Tex-Mex tacos. Big thing, right? And this is a funny side story. So I have a friend that lives in Montana, YouTuber or whatever, hasn't done it in a while. But me and him always go back and forth. So when I'm at a Mexican restaurant, I'll take a picture. He's like, that doesn't sound too appealing. I still like my eggs, hash brown, steak, and maybe some pancakes. I'm like, you're a white boy. I'll tell him, it's like, look, all the white people here love Tex-Mex. And I'm telling you, once you get down here, you will fall in love with the Mexican food, man. And it's not like the same kind of Mexican food in California, Arizona. There's something about Tex-Mex, the flavor, the seasoning is just, the breakfast tacos are the best, man. Like, you get some like papas and eggs, sausage, corn tortillas, my thing. I don't do flour because I grew up on flour. My grandmother would make stacks of fresh flour tortillas, and that's all I ate. I was a little chubby, little fat kid growing up. But man, she made those. She made the empanadas, the pumpkin ones. She was a homemaker. She just did it right. She would pack up breakfast tacos in the morning. My grandpa was a painter, and excuse me, that seltzer is making me burp. All the painters that worked for my grandpa, all the white guys, he'd bring in them extra ones. They were like, man, we love this. She makes this stuff, and they would eat all of them. We'd go to the lake back in the day, Central Texas. My grandmother would bring like tamales, just stuff, and we have the guys come over and they're like, man, this is good. So trying to tell my friend, I'm like, dude, you need to try Tex-Mex, Mexican food. It is the best. And he's like, yeah, I got my burritos there. They're in the freezer. I'm like, dude, I'm like, he just doesn't get it. He just doesn't get. I'm like, dude, you're missing out. He's like, no, I'm good. I'm like, just you'll never get it unless you come to Texas. So add some bacon. So yeah, the bacon, the BLTs. I love the bacon, lettuce, tomato, just toasted bread. I love the toasted bread. It's good. Deer supposedly have contacted it. Bill Cats at zoos have gotten it to some what? Yeah, and the thing is, I don't understand. And you brought this up in one of your live chats, Lucky. I don't understand how it affects certain people, right? Like people that some people have gotten it like no symptoms, are like I didn't even know I had it, right? Or they have the mild, light symptoms of like just fatigue, just tired, right? Or they have the full-blown symptoms with the, the sneezing, coughing, can't breathe, fatigue, everything, right? When I got it, me and my wife got it a year ago. We just had the fatigue thing, like just felt winded, like man, I'm like I felt winded just walking from here to there, and I'm not a big dude, like I'm not like overweight. I mean, you see me when I'm throwing the knives. I move around, I walk around, I get plenty of exercise. Am I the healthiest person? No, but I, I watch. I mean, we watch what we eat. We eat a lot of turkey meat. We've gotten away from a lot of beef. Except for sausage and stuff like breakfast sausage, barbecue sausage, but I really stay away from a lot of red meats, fish, chicken, turkey, and it's funny how just some people like get it right, and then there's some people that don't, and it's like, and then the same thing with the whole if you get the what, some people it just doesn't affect, and some people it's like they get horribly sick from that. I'm like, I just don't understand it. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I really wish they would figure out where this came from and just admit it. But when Big Brother's involved, they're not gonna admit their faults. I'm like, what? Yes. But we like you. We like you. More and more animals are being reported. It's weird. I'm gonna have to look that up. I've really been I've kind of turned off the tubes. I mean, I still watch YouTube videos. The thing is, like, in the last week and a half, I've been dealing with my grandfather's, passing and just the funeral, stuff like that. So I'm slowly getting back in the groove of things, of news and all that. So it is crazy. Yeah, my job was talking about us going back into the office for a few days, and like, oh, I mean, we've been able to work from home, but come the beginning of the year, they want us to like start putting in a couple days in. We can still work from home for the most part, but I'm just waiting for that second surge of cases, but it hasn't come back. I just don't know if there's more people that have taken it, or just people are getting immune to it, or what the deal is. But if the numbers don't go up, I'm going to see everybody end up going. We're going to see everyone end up going back. So, okay, so let's see. Roses, let me see. Damn, I didn't even know y'all were chatting so much. This is awesome. I usually can keep up with the chats, but got me talking about this. I'm just rambling away. More and more animal. Okay, roses. Reverence and Lucas and new brothels, yummy. My boy. Damn. Is that Jesus? Send me a link. I lived in San Antonio for 5 years before I met my husband and moved. Oh yeah, tell Mr. said hello. I make homemade corn tortillas. Those are the best. Corn tortillas, I love those. Have a cast and iron press, not like homemade. I love Tex-Mex. Joe Primal's in the house. You dishing on our tacos, man. I'm gonna tell you what, Joe Dirt. Nobody likes you. Get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. Joe. I went to Vegas many years ago. Went to Las Vegas. First time. First place I went to was a Mexican restaurant. And because California and Las Vegas, Nevada, they're right there, I'm assuming it's the same culture of people. There was no flavoring on the food. Like when you touch when your mouth, when your lips, your tongue touches the flavor of Tex-Mex tacos, and you go somewhere else, brother, I'm telling you right now, you're gonna be scratching yourself thinking, what the hell have we been eating? Like, why doesn't our food taste like over there in Texas? Is that good? I'm telling you. I'm telling you. People don't believe it, and I'm not one to brag. You know, I'm not a flashy person. I don't wear jewelry. I don't hype up my channel. So when I'm telling you this, believe me, you're missing out. And ask your son, Joe, because your son lives in Texas now, or has. I'm sure he's been to plenty of Tex-Mex Mexican restaurants. Tell him to eat there and then go back home and eat some. And he'll be like, Dad, he's telling you the truth. Trust him. So, I love Tex-Mex. Yeah. All right. So, like you said, we got tamales in the freezer for holidays. I got some from living. Let's see. Oh, they're so good. Yes, they're good. You just gotta watch it because man, they got all the bread on them. So, yes, pork, chicken, beef. Um, some of them make it with a lot of masa, like a lot of the bread and stuff. So you have to be careful because they'll put more bread or masa in it, and rather than the beef in it, the chicken. So I love the pork one. I don't put salt on it. I know a lot of people put salt on there, but man, you can eat a couple of those for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and you can't go wrong. They go good with your coffee. They go good with everything. But a lot of Hispanic people are talking about making them, eating them. In fact, my wife went to go pick up some from her sister. Her sister and a friend of hers made it. So, but everybody will say mine's the best, or theirs is the best, or this person is. So it just depends where you go. There is controversy on who makes tamales for sure. So, 'cause not everybody makes it the same. Tamale is the drug deal. Yeah. Use the shotgun three. Okay, you're gonna have to send me a link, Jesus, because I don't know what you're talking about, brother. I want to see that video or hear about or a story link. Yeah, the yeah, I definitely agree. The real. You know, the thing is, and this may just be me thinking with my big head brain. Lucky, the thing is, if so many people have passed from this zombie virus, right? Is that the reason for so many job shortages where they can't find workers, right? Or my thinking is like the Thanos, you know, Marvel, where we wipe out half the population. Shouldn't that be more land or job opportunities, right? Shouldn't that put some balance if people of that volume have passed on, and yet, where are all these people? Where are the workers at? I mean, I don't understand that. Like, where did everybody go? Because it sure does not seem a shortage of people that keep moving into Central Texas area. Like, people are just moving here. Where the hell are those people coming from? Like, you know, there's the rest of the United States, but I understand the rest of the United States is a little shitty compared to Texas. So like, they're just trying to move here. And I'm like, yeah, I don't understand it. I'm not sure if I want to say that's interesting or if I want to say yikes. Okay, what did I miss? Let's see, we go back. And then we got better. Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you're better, Heather. Let's see, awkward again. Oh my God, yes, some of them. I don't think. Okay, give me a second. I'm trying to catch up on the chats. I'm sorry, Richard. Oh, thank you, Lucky. Appreciate it. Yeah, it was a good man. 91 would have been 92 in February. Tough as nails. Grew up in West Texas. And I said West Texas, like La Mesa, Odessa, Big Spring, that area near Lubbock. Just a hell of a guy. I mean, just tough as nails, and to see him at his elderly stages just broke my heart. It really did. It took a toll on me, and Yeah, God will. I mean, he gave me a good life, a best life. I mean, just told me stories. Um, I mean, just a whole different time, right? Whole different time. And I'm so grateful to be raised in this household. Let's see, go back up. Yeah, the noise, we get it. Yeah, yeah, watch that ratio of the noise. Yeah, see. I judge Tex-Mex restaurants by their guests, so one hill, and it was also busy and the dump, but signs the good food must be awesome. Nope, queso was from. Whoa, yeah, you can't have queso, canned queso. I mean, you can have it at the house and shit. Usually, we'll buy the block of cheese. Anyone listening, go to HEB, buy the block of cheese. It doesn't matter if you want to get the name brand or the cheap one. Get a can of Rotel. Right, you slice up the block of cheese. Um, right, open the can of Rotel, put it in a pot, right about that big, a pan or a pot, not a pan, and let that warm up. And the juice from all the tomato and all the diced vegetables and onions in there is like the liquid part of it. Right, some people add milk and slice that block of cheese, cut it in some square, drop it in there, let it melt, stir it around. Homemade queso right there. In case y'all didn't know, Lucky, I'm sure you know, but and Deanne and Heather, y'all should know that too. If you don't, just gave y'all food tip from bread. I haven't had Tex-Mex, but I also Joe said I also had ever in Texas. They didn't taste good. You guys got the. Oh, thanks, Joe. Appreciate it. You know, if you say it to people in Kentucky or Oklahoma or Kansas, they might, Tennessee, they might argue otherwise. But you know, Davy Crockett was from Tennessee, wasn't he? He said, didn't he tell them people, "I'm going to Texas. You can all go to hell." Even he came down here, right? Cheers. People are flocking to Austin like crazy. They are, and I don't understand, Lucky. I just, but you know, the thing is, it's when you ask around, and I say that because you're a fellow Texan, you'll be surprised if you ask people where are you from, and the majority of them will say Chicago, L.A., um, New York, yeah, all the other states, right? You'll rarely find people say, "I'm a native Texan. I'm from Texas." I mean, you can still find them, but you're not going to find them in the sense like before. Ugh. I got a critter over there. It could be a possum. Come on, possum. You're gonna get it. That's the thing when you do live videos outside. Sometimes you hear critters going around. And my neighbor had a big old possum on her fence the other day, and I saw the flashlight came out, and she's like, "There's a possum up." So those things are nasty. But yes, they're flocking to the Austin area like at a crazy rate, and it's just like, of course, the job market's good. It's always good here in Texas. That's the number one reason why people come here. They come here either for the military, they're on one of the military bases. They end up having a family, or they end up deciding this is a better place to live than back home, and they bring their family down, and they tell other people, and then it's like it goes from there. People go to college, end up coming to school down here in some of the big colleges, and then they end up staying down here because they find a job or they find a husband or wife, and they're like, "No, I'm not going anywhere." The worst thing is when they come down for like the ACL or the other festivals, and they'll usually have them around the cooler months, and then people come down thinking, "Oh, it's always like this." It's like, no, you just came down the best time of the months in Texas, which is usually late September, October through, and even December, like Christmas. We don't get any snow. We don't see the cold weather here until probably late, mid or late January through early to mid-March, and that's our freezing months. So they'll usually have events come in. They'll start around October through December, maybe, and then come April and May is when they have those events, and everyone thinks, oh, the weather's like this all the time, and then summer hits, and then we burn our asses off, and it's like, welcome to Texas. It's not all tumbleweeds and oil fields and cowboys and cattle drives here. Uh, you got to go out to West Texas for the country for that stuff. But you know that, Lucky. I mean, it's just crazy. Is your six covered? One of my original part of the 2A community. Rick, is your six covered? Can't believe you're here, brother. Thanks. I know you won't be here for long, but I appreciate you. So tell all the gun people I said, what's up? I went to the gun range a couple weeks ago. I actually did. I went and shot the shotgun and a little 22 I had bought, so it's pretty fun. Got a t-shirt from them. That was good. I need to go back out there again now that the weather's cooler and I have some ammo to splurge. So okay, and then what else we got? Joe said a study I saw said that 60% of missing workers and people who retired early aren't coming back. I think most of the rest are not wanting the job. Okay. At some point, something's got to give, though, whether you're for or against it, because I don't understand how people are paying their bills not working. Like where are you getting this money at? And I get it that people got a taste of not working for restaurants, and that I had seen an article saying that so many people that were in the food industry realized that they don't really like it. And they're like, no, I don't want to go back there, even though the tips were good. And so prices go up to hire more people to come back, because that whole tipping thing of like getting paid the wages that restaurant waiters make, depending on the actual tips, that has to change. I mean, that concept's been going on for so long that it really does put the financial burden on the actual customer, which I will say this, I do believe in tipping. I do believe in tipping your server, because they are doing a service to you. And I know people fight on that and say, well, I didn't tell them to get that job. They're still serving you, because I was not a big component or big person on tipping people. And then my wife said, hey, she explained to me, and like, this is why. And of course my argument was, well, I didn't tell them to get this job. But I finally understood the concept of it, that now, yes, I'm a big tipper. I believe that if you're providing a service, especially in that field, you should tip. But I also think that restaurant workers or restaurant owners should up their pay on salary, because I don't think that should all fall on the actual customer that comes in. That's not fair to them. That's why you do takeout. And the thing is, when the whole lockdown happened last year, think about how many people suffered in that field, because there's like the restaurants are closed, they're only doing takeouts. Well, they kind of did it to themselves also by not allowing people to work. Now, of course, and I get it, they had to shut down because they didn't want people getting the zombie virus. I don't know, it's just a mess. I mean, it's like, are we ever going to really get back out of this? I doubt it. Went to Walmart the other day, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. Like, pretty much every aisle register is self-checkout, so they don't even have people checking you out no more. So I'm like, shouldn't my groceries be discounted? So I'm worried about queso. I came from Southeast, or Mexican, Tex-Mex, El Paso, El Chico, or Taco Bell. So to me, queso is plain cheese dip. I do Texas. So Lucky, have you tried that I said is get the block of cheese? You can get the small one, name brand, HEB brand, Rotel. If you get the small one, use half the can of the Rotel. And there's different ones. There's different Rotels, like the spicy and regular. Put half of it in there using a small block, chop it up, or the full block and the full can. And if you want it a little bit thinner, you can actually add some milk to it. It's just little tips that people do. So some people like it real thick. I have a cousin that likes it like just thick, thick. And I'm like, oh man, like put some milk in there. Let's loosen that up. He likes it so thick that it's like it doesn't drip off. I like it to like melt off the chip like it's pouring, but I don't want it like drippy drip, you know? If that makes sense. But try it out and let me know if that works for you or not. I don't do peppers or onions. What? So onions are good because they give you the flavor, the bell peppers. I'm not a jalapeno eater. I'm not one that goes, I'm like, I don't need anything to drink. I like hot sauce, I like salsa, but I'm not gonna sit there and eat ghost peppers and shit. No thanks. It's good looking up there. They don't have cashiers that are, wow, yeah, they don't. Food allergies. I can't do cilantro. Really? Tomato, onions. Oh man, lucky. That sucks. Puts me, wow. Yeah, I get it. I even have, I know some people in my family, like through my siblings, their husbands' wives, and they are vegetarians. And it's very hard for them to have a meal consistent because one doesn't eat anything meat, so everything is like organic vegetables and real. It has to be a certain type of, and I'm like, that's too much work for me. I'm like, good luck. Good luck. You married them, so. But it's just things you do. You know, they don't have cashiers. Yeah, they don't have cashiers here either. Let's see, Lucky Dane. Enough with the food talk. I'm trying to trim, and you're making. Yeah, right. You talk about food. I was talking about chocolate. Talk about dessert stuff. No, I'm just kidding. Rotel, Mild, and do the entire block. Yep, yep, you got it, and you know, dark chocolate. Yeah, yeah. I like the tres leches cakes. My wife doesn't like that. I like pumpkin pie with Cool Whip. That's good. Pecan pie, I've kind of gotten away from that Texan thing. And I say pecan, not pecan. That's the biggest thing, the difference between people, right? It's pecan, right? No, it's pecans, right? Just like when people say Buda, Texas, they'll say Buda, Texas. There ain't no Buda, it's Buda. So El Paso, Texas is not El Paso, El Paso, Paso. I've heard some people say it weird. I'm like, El Paso, El Paso, El Paso, El Paso. It's just El Paso, Texas. That's it. You know, don't make it more complicated. You say it correctly. It's not pecan. Yeah, yeah. It just throws me off. One of my relatives in El Paso. I went over there. Short story. Me and a cousin went down there to meet up with some family, and she's like, "Would y'all like some natchez?" And I was like, man, we're right on the border of Texas. It must be something down here. I'm like, okay, yeah, sure, Natchez. We'll take some Natchez. And I kept thinking to myself, what is Natchez? I'm like, Natchez, Nabales, or like the cactus. And I'm thinking, what the hell is Natchez? And she comes up with a bowl, right? And there's chips. I'm like, okay, chips look good. Chips looks good. And she had queso on there. She was trying to say nachos, but she called it Natchez. And I'm like, Natchez. I don't even hear the no. I mean, I don't even hear the HOS in there. It's like, oh, you mean nachos, nachos. And she goes, yes, Natchez. And I was like, I didn't know what you're saying, but you were saying, and I was trying to say, oh, nachos. You mean nachos? And she's like, Natchez is yes. That's what I was saying, Natchez. And I'm like, okay, thanks for the nachos, appreciate it. So I'm probably as white as they come, coconut, when it comes to Tex-Mex. So, you say it correct. Okay, let's see, dark chocolate. Yeah, you know, you get it. You get it. Look at accents are. Yeah, they're fun. I mean, it's like sometimes it's like you just want people to like, especially like if you're from a certain area and people come in, you want them to say it right. Like there's a lot of people that, again, Texas is not like tumbleweeds rolling through. Like we're gonna have a quick draw at sundown, none of the horses and stuff. I mean, you still see people on the side of the road on the outskirts. They'll ride their horses or whatever, rarely. But nothing like the Wild West. But you want them to at least adapt to the surrounding, right? So like we say, we're fixing. I have a friend that she's like, to this day, she's been in Texas forever. She's like, I don't understand why you Texans say fixing. Like, I'm fixing to go to the store. I'm fixing to do. It's like, we're fixing to do this. Like, I'm about to do this. She's like, well, then why don't you say I'm about to do? Like, because we say we're fixing to do this. Like, I'm fixing to go to the store. Do you need something? Or we say y'all, you know. It's like, what do you mean? It's like, you all? No, it's just y'all. Like, y'all, all y'all put together. It's just stuff that we say, and we know what it means. So you want people to adapt. It's a southern thing. Yeah, it is. And you know, if you go upstate or somewhere else, they say, like in Louisiana, I had a friend who calls the water hose pipe. And I was like, I didn't know. He goes, yeah. He goes, we call it the hose pipe. And I'm like, well, where's that at? And right there, that's a hose pipe. And I was like, oh, you mean the water hose? He's like, the hose pipe. That's what we call. And I was like, okay, I get it. It's what y'all call it, so I will call it a hose pipe. But in my mind, I'm thinking we call that a water hose. But it's just area. It just depends on where you grew up. He's correcting you. Exactly. So, you know, adapt and change. Like, this is your land. This is what you call it. Hose pipe. You come down to it's water hose. Holy cow, the East Coast has some serious. Yeah, no doubt. And it's just like, I don't understand what, like, it's just heavy accent. Like, I don't, because I'm like thinking, I'm talking American. I don't know what you're talking up there. Like, I'm talking English. What are you talking about? Forget about it. And we would go up north to visit family. Oh my God, yes, awkward. Yeah, like, there's a show that my wife likes to watch. It's they did the cabin. They rebuilt the cabins by the lake or whatever. Maryland, I think it's up there. And just their accent is just the way they talk, and it's like, and I'm sure like if we go up there, right, or if they come down here, they're like, you guys talk funny, like you guys have an accent. And I'm like, it's funny if you're like in this bubble of Texas, and you go out into the world, right, to the other states, you really do think to yourself, like, I'm speaking English, like, this is how you're supposed to speak, right? And then you get out there, you're like, man, this is crazy, like, it's just weird. But you think about this, how do they think we talk, you know? It's just like, touche. Let's see. My husband grew up in Louisiana when he visited. They loved, yeah, y'all. Right. Yeah, I always think about Louisiana. I always think about the Cajuns, like shoot them, the alligator hunters, or the water board. When that guy's like, I'm like, I don't know what the hell he's saying. Like, and there's actually some Louisianas, or I don't know what they call them, Louisianas, people that talk like that. And I'm just like, I can't even make out heads or tails. Like, I don't know what the hell he's saying or what they're saying. There's something over there. It's either a cat or something over there. Possum. Yeah. So it's just funny. You know, where you go, sometimes can you guys hold on? Give me like a minute. I'm gonna get my flash on this. Okay, that's over the trash cans. Yeah. But I'm gonna go in here in a few minutes. It's already been 99 minutes. You know how that goes. It's a skunk. Probably red run. Ooh, skunks do not play around with them. My dog Max, when he was alive, my German Shepherd, he ran up on a skunk, and I tried to call him back, and the skunk sprayed him. We had to walk home because I was out and about, and man, he stunk, and I had to tie him to like a tree and just douse him with like soap, shampoo, he stunk for about 3 days. Just the smell of it. I was like, oh my god. Yeah. Porcupines, I haven't seen one, but porcupines and skunks are probably the worst enemy for your pets. Like to be to get stung by a porcupine with needles, or the smell of a skunk is like, you know. But if I see a skunk over here, I'll be getting up real quick. I'll be like, guys, I'm out of here. This is gonna go live on for a few minutes, but adios amigos. So anyways. All right, I think I'm getting a little stuffy here from the fire, and it's starting to get colder. So I'm gonna call this night. But let me go through some of your comments real quick, so I can tell you each goodbye and thank you. And again, I'm humbled by Lucky Dane for being here tonight. Thank you for with your gracing us with your presence. You're like, stop it, Rand, stop it. So, some group one, okay, yeah, look here. Adios. Yeah, adios is what I like to say. Y'all have a good night. Have a blessed night. Be positive. Stay positive. Don't get burned on prepping. To everybody out there that's a content creator, good luck to you. Do your thing. Do your thing, and if you don't get invited to the Big Boys Club, it's okay, because you are unique, and you are awesome. So y'all have a good night. Lucky, I'll look out for your video, and don't be afraid to show your face. It's okay. We'd love to see you. So anyway, adios, people. Have a good one. God bless. Right out.